peace that Augustus brought to Rome was called the Pax Romana. It lasted for 200 years. Of course, revolts and other problems were not unknown during this time, but for the most part, Rome and its people prospered. Civilization spread and cultures mixed. During the Pax Romana, or Roman peace, you could travel easily and safely across the entire Roman Empire. By 117 AD, that meant you could cross most of the known Western world. It was a merchant's dream. Trade became easier and the economy boomed as Romans enjoyed goods imported from almost everywhere. Under Augustus, the Roman army became the mightiest in the world. Its relentless march expanded the empire's frontiers and cultural influence farther than ever before. Soldiers in forts on 3 continents, Europe, Asia, and Africa, protected the empire's frontiers from attacks by numerous enemies. The soldiers could be soaking in the rains of northern Britain, sweltering in the deserts of southern Egypt, battered by Atlantic winds in western Spain, or swimming in the waters of the Red Sea. Some of the frontier military camps became permanent settlements. Soldiers stationed at these settlements often stayed in the community when they retired. This practice helped expand Roman culture and influence in the region. The Roman Empire did not always rely on military conquest to expand its borders. If an area looked like it would be difficult or costly to conquer outright, Augustus would support a local ruler. In return, the territory would be required to pay the empire with military aid if needed. In this way, Augustus was able to expand the empire while saving the expense of an all-out war. This arrangement also made it easier for Augustus to invade the territory in the future if he felt it was necessary. A network of roads, bridges, and tunnels built by soldiers connected these far-flung frontiers. It allowed the army to march swiftly across great distances and quickly crush trouble wherever it arose. The roads helped the army keep order, but they also benefited everyone in the empire. The official mail service used the roads to keep information flowing across the empire. Rest areas and inns for overnight stays were built at regular intervals. Everyone in the empire could travel further, faster, and more easily, and more safely than ever before. The introduction of a standard currency or money throughout the empire made it easier to conduct trade, as well as collect taxes and pay soldiers. The empire made coins called denarii out of silver and sesterces out of brass. Roman coins were accepted not only in the empire, but also beyond. The expanded empire and Pax Romana were certainly good for business. There were no tariffs or taxes placed on goods brought into the country. Goods and money moved freely along the trade routes. The Mediterranean was cleared of pirates, making it safe for trade and travel. Shipping became a big business. Every summer, hundreds of ships carried grain from North Africa to Italy. Other ships bound for Rome were loaded with cargoes of brick, marble, granite, and wood to be used for building. Luxury items such as amber from the north and silk from China passed overland across Roman roads. These excellent roads also stimulated the economy by making it easier to transport and sell goods throughout the empire, basic goods as well as luxuries. Even citizens with limited incomes could afford African olive oil and Spanish salted fish. This flow of goods around the empire created a thriving economy as well as a sense of community. Roman merchants gained great benefits from all of this trade. Rome's craftspeople produced beautiful objects that archaeologists have found as far away as Vietnam. But what flowed out of the empire most was money. The city of Rome itself was the main consumer of imports, or goods brought from another country. Rome especially needed food to feed its huge population. Agriculture, though still Rome's largest industry, was focused on luxuries such as fruit. The most important Roman goods, in terms of quantity traded, were wine, olive oil, and grain. Traders moved these bulky goods by ship before transferring them to slower, ox-drawn carts. Adventurous traders looked far beyond the empire's borders. These merchants would sail east to India or travel the Silk Roads to China. There they sought to trade wool, gold, and silver for luxuries such as silks, spices, and gems. During the Pax Romana, Roman law went through major changes. Because the times were different, the laws first set down on the 12 tables were changed. When Rome conquered a new territory, Roman merchants had to do business with non Romans. Roman judges had to write new laws that would be fair to non Romans as well as to Romans. They created principles of law that were fair to everyone. A law was believed to be just because it was reasonable, not because the government had the power to make people obey it. Everyone was considered equal under the law. A person was innocent until proven guilty. By 125 AD, Roman law was standardized. This meant legal practices were the same in all parts of the empire. This helped Rome govern a large area more successfully.